Welcome back to our channel.
Today we are going to talk a bit and a little bit of integration, and I need to know about your experience when you came here in Kenya. And I know you have so many things that you have encountered, so I'd love to know them.
Oh my goodness. Okay, what do you want to know first about?
I have a lot, but the first one we discuss about the culture here in Kenya. How do you find it?
Oh my goodness. The culture is wonderful. At first it was different to get used to, but once I got used to the culture and everything, it actually, it went pretty well. There's certain things I had to learn, how you guys do things that are different from how we do them in America. Certain things that they didn't have here that we're used to using in America, certain spices, certain goods and foods you can find there that you couldn't find here. The dress, the wear, there's a lot of things I couldn't find. Like, for instance, I'm a big-breasted woman. And you cannot find, I think you have to go to Nairobi to really find, bras. The bras around here, they're most for smaller breasted women. So, finding certain things is a challenge. But other than that, the culture is pretty good. It's pretty good.
I'd love to know more a bit about the food.
Oh,
And how you when you came, how did you manage to integrate with the people?
oh my goodness.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things I wasn't used to. As far as a lot of people asking for money all the time,
I know.
I mean, yes, there's a lot of people here suffering and a lot of poor people. A lot of people asking for money, trying the street food and different things like that, trying to adjust. I was told by a few people back then, be careful with that street food because, some people is not as clean as other people.
Yeah.
So you had to be careful there. And then I had to learn the hard way because I've had between malaria and typhoid, I can't even count the number of times I've had typhoid.
Oh, really?
Yes, I started eating out at some of these restaurants and oh my goodness, it wasn't, yeah. So I had to stop kind of eating out at the restaurants and different things like that to avoid getting sick and different things like that. Certain things I still have not gotten used to, even in America, drinking the faucet water. I buy my water from the store. A lot of people look at me like, she buys her water. That's not a normal. Although I did see one Kenyan lady a few weeks ago. She was in Navis and she was like, I can't drink the faucet water. And I was like, that's really interesting because she was buying the same brand of water like I was. And so, yes, but the culture is good. It didn't take me that hard to adjust because a lot of things that you see on the streets here, you go to America in some of the neighborhoods, we call it the hood, not rich neighborhoods, but the poor, neighborhoods, you would find the same thing there. So it wasn't really hard for me to adjust to seeing the guys standing around and, even if I saw a bunch of gangs running around here, I mean, you're used to that stuff in America. You go into certain neighborhoods and stuff. But other than that, I love it. I mean, I've enjoyed it.
I think we have a lot of things to do when it comes to food.
Yes.
I'm going to be showing you how to make African dishes.
Yes, most definitely.
Yeah, and something else I would love maybe to learn. How do you feel about? I understand the marriage in our society here in Kenya and America is so different. What is your take?
Yes, it is different. I think unlike America, if a man wants to marry a woman, the parents they don't really ask for dowries.
Oh, really?
No. Unlike here, I believe, is that the men have to present a dowry.
Yeah, true.
For the woman.
For the woman.
In the U.S., it's not really like that. The man has to have money to be able to afford to take care of the wife, and if they have children or whatever, put her up in a really nice, make her comfortable. But other than that, they don't really ask. We lost that culture. Other than that, it's pretty different than from here. So as far as marriage goes, I know a lot of you guys have your traditional marriages and stuff like that. I've never been to a Kenyan wedding. I would love to go to a Kenyan wedding. They're so different than from America, different things like that. And then also, I noticed that there's a lot of women over here who don't like American women coming to Kenya and marrying the Kenyan men.
Kenyan men, yeah.
I don't know why is that? Because the Kenyan women and the Kenyan men go to America and find wives all the time. And the American people, black, white, they don't have any problem with it. So I'm like, well, caring is sharing, I mean, if an American, Kenyan can go to America and find a husband and wife and integrate and get married, why is it such a problem for an American woman to come here or American man? Just imagine. The American men come over here, and next thing you know, they're grabbing up some wives. How would the Kenyan men feel about that? But I feel it really doesn't matter,
Yeah, because here in Kenya we believe the number of men it's very, very few. I think we are 90% women. And the men
that could be a reason why.
Yeah. So if you come here and grab our men, then we are like, no.
Oh my goodness. Okay. I kind of can understand that, but even it's like that in America. Even there's way more women, especially African American women, than there are men. So. But the American women still don't care if he brings a Kenyan wife to America and they're married. They don't. I'm sure there's some who are always going to have something to say, like he married an African, Kenyan. But that's very few. Rarely, no. So I don't know why even still the Kenyan women would be upset about something like that. But I feel as time goes on and more people possibly integrate here, maybe that will change.
And here in Africa, most of women need to be first wives. We call them goat wives. So that's why there is a little difference between. I can come to America and get married, and the first wife is okay. But here in Africa, we value to be the first wife. We call ourselves goat wives.
Goat
wives.
Goat wives?
Yeah.
A goat wife. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
A goat wife. I've never heard of that phrase. Okay. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So over here now, they just recently, a few years back, Kenyatta said they can have more than one wife.
Yeah.
So I haven't really seen a lot of men running around with all type of wives and stuff around. Well, I've kind of seen it, but it seems like they get along pretty good because in America, the women don't go for that. I'm your wife. I'm the only wife, and they don't go for like nothing like that. But over here, because in America, if you take on another wife, it's illegal and it's considered polygamy. So they don't really go for that. But here, it's okay for them to have 2-3 wives, as long as they can afford to take care of all the women. Okay, wow, okay.
All right, and maybe I would love to know, how do you feel? I know you have been here for a long time. How can you compare between the Kenyan and American political
Oh,
issue. Yeah.
okay. Now yes. Kenya and the United States have a good relationship.
Yeah, true.
If I'm understanding right, Bruto just went to the U.S.
Yeah.
a week or so ago, and they gave him $250 million. Now that's a lot of money,
Yeah.
and it's okay. It's okay. I hope the Kenyan government uses it, in the right way for the people or whatever. I really would like to know what are they going to do with the money. And I don't know why the Kenyan government keeps it all a secret. Like, instead of telling the people, we just got this from America and this is what we're going to use it for. Okay, other than that, on a political side, I think it's good. I do think that some things are unfair. Like, I don't understand why the Kenyan government does not let the Kenyan people freely get visas to go to America. It's so hard for you guys to get visas just to go to America. Why? And it's so easy from other nations to get visas to come here with no problem. But why is it so hard for you guys to get a green card just to even? I don't think that's fair. I really don't, especially because, between the Kenyan and the relationship affairs that they have, why do they don't let Kenyans freely go to America, get a visa, just, and go if they want to go visit? Okay, should they come back? That's an option, whatever. But I think that's another political thing that I feel that needs to be opened up for Kenyans to be able to freely go to America if they want. Yeah, that's not fair. There's some other things for as political. I think the Kenyan government is pretty fair because of the relationship between Kenya and the U.S. For as my experience being here, I haven't really ran into any problems or anything, been treated unfairly or anything like that. I think it's pretty good. Unlike, I would like to discuss something about Ghana though. They have a thing called the Year of Return there, and they invited all the African Americans to come back. Different things like that. I don't know if Kenya would ever get to that point. I would love to see Kenya get to that point and say, you guys all come on back, because the slave port is also in Mombasa here.
Yeah, true.
They have a slave port here, and they have one, of course, off the Ivory Coast. So I would love to see Kenya, welcome all our people back and give them the option to come over here and integrate, spend their money, whatever, buy property legally, do it the right way under the Kenyan government, but give them the advantage to be able to come back and, just, live life and, because I feel this is our home too. I really do. Unlike the Ghana government, I heard that they're charging them a lot of money for visas and different things, and if they want to become a citizen, they have to pay almost $7,000 to $10,000. I mean, if you're welcoming somebody back home, like the one lady said, why do you have to spend out all that money if they're saying come back home? You see what I'm saying? Not only that, a lot of our people are running into some problems over there. We've had a few people wind up getting killed over there. One lady recently was just found in the back of her house. I don't know whether it's the people that they're involved with and things like that, but that's not good. I mean, I'm telling them, why don't y'all just come to Kenya? You know what I'm saying? I think Kenya is so much better. You know what I'm saying? It's peaceful here. It's not a lot going on. I mean, everybody pretty much mind their own business. I mean, if you mind your own business, everybody goes about their business. I don't get involved with too many people. I'm very polite and respectful, but I don't intermingle in those streets and get involved in a lot of that stuff that's out there. So I think that's important when it comes down to integration.
So I think the more we are going to talk, the more we are going to get experience on how political things here in Kenya. So I would love even to know, have you ever been on entertainment clubs and all that? How can you compare them from here in America?
Oh my goodness. Okay, the American clubs are nice, really nice when it comes down to going to party and entertainment and different things like that. Although we went to one club in Raqqa when we were here at the beginning of that, during that time, and it was really nice. I had a really nice time. It was pleasant, no fighting, unlike in America, a lot of the clubs you go to. Fights break out, sometimes shooting, very violent situations, people die. That's not good. That's, unlike that, I have never seen anything like that here.
Yeah.
And then also, I've noticed that a lot of the African entertainers, like from South Africa, Ghana, Tanzania, these people, they're starting to more integrate with the entertainers of America, like for instance, Burna Boy,
yeah,
Burna Boy and Chris Brown, and you have Era Star. A lot of these people are starting to do more compilations and get more involved. It didn't used to be like that here, though.
True, yeah.
That the African entertainers, integrate and involve themselves with entertainment in America, and they did a lot of things with it. It wasn't like that before, but now you're starting to see it more and more. I think that's a good thing. I think that's good. I think that's a good integration, because it opens up more doors for the entertainment on both sides and things like that. I would like to see, there's a lot of entertainers in Kenya, rappers, singers. I would like to see them go to America, but it's so hard to get to America. Like they can't even get a green card. Like a lot of them, if they could, get there, I think a lot of them would become really big, to be honest. Yeah. Other than that, I think it's a good thing.
Okay. And maybe I would love to ask, do you have restriction when it comes to, like here in Kenya, you cannot go to a club during the day. It's very rare because we have restriction, especially time. I don't think
a club.
Yeah.
Like, oh.
Yeah. There's a certain time.
Oh, that's right. Because I remember when we were staying in Kiambu County.
Yeah, Kiambu.
They said that you cannot buy liquor until after a certain time.
Yeah.
Okay, and I can understand why, because there's a lot of people walking around here that's very intoxicated. So I can understand that. Other than that, there is no limitation on America. You can go to any bar.
Anytime.
If it's legally open and you're of age, you can go to any bar pretty much, and you can purchase liquor or buy a drink or whatever. They do have day clubs in America where you can just go party 24/7.
Oh, really?
24/7. Yeah, they have clubs like that. It's pretty. I don't really get off into all that. My club life was when I was much younger, but they do have clubs like day clubs, day bars. They call them sports bars. In America, we call them sports bars.
Okay, and finally, maybe I would love you to talk about the Kenyan visa immigration. How was it when you were coming?
Oh, okay. Yes. Well, 2015. Of course, you had to purchase or get your visa electronically. I went to a travel agency and she took care of everything. They have a few restrictions now, things you have to do for its electronic visa. They do a few little things, restrictions that the U.S. government has them to do. But when we got here, the visa was okay. Everything was good because it was already done electronically. So all they had to do is go in the system and look at it. But I noticed that because I didn't really want to go back to America, every 3 months I was down at immigrations trying to get them to stamp it. so I can stay another 3 months and another 3 months, and it got to be. But now, I think now that Ruto has things are changing. Now they've done the free visa or something like that now. Although I still think you have to have a visa, but you don't have to go through like what I went through, like every 3 months. Getting it stamped at immigrations or whatever. Once you get your visa, I think that's pretty. Now that free visa thing, I'm starting to wonder, maybe did it apply to the continent, whoever's on the continent, like if you want to travel from Ghana or Cameroon, wherever, you don't need a visa. I think maybe they're trying to make it, I really do hope they come with the United States of Africa. That's what I want to see. I've been like, yes, like, that would be really interesting. Now that's a good cause for a no visa. If the continent of Africa becomes the United States of Africa, that I would just love to see that. But that's something the AU has to really, they have to really work on that. So, but yeah, other than that, I love it here.
Okay.
This is home for me. It's home. Yeah, so I want to talk to you about circumcision.
Yeah.
I'm going to make this really quick. Okay, so I used to hear, or I've heard that if they find a man that has grown man that has not been circumcised, they usually force circumcision.
Yeah, true.
And wait a minute, now that's in the Kikuyu tribe.
Not only Kikuyu, even the other tribes.
Even the other tribes?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. So basically, what do you, because there's a lot of men in America that are not circumcised.
Oh, really?
Yes, it's not a forced thing, it's optional. Although, like my son, he was circumcised at 3 months. That's the norm that the doctor will tell you, the pediatrician will tell you to bring the child in, and they circumcise the child and there on up. But then after a certain age, they say, if you get circumcised, it's really painful if they wait too long or whatever. So I'm just wondering if an American man came here and he wasn't circumcised, do you think they would force circumcise him?
Not really, but
Because he's not a
you
kid.
look weird and different from the African men.
They would look at him different.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
But I've never heard of an adult person who has not circumcised.
Really? Have you ever
Yeah,
seen
so
a forced?
weird.
Have you ever seen a forced circumcision? I've heard of one, but I've never seen one. But have you ever heard of one?
No.
So the boys here at the age of 13,
Yeah.
when they turn 13, it's mandatory
It's
that you
mandatory,
It's
yeah.
mandatory. Okay, that's good. There's nothing wrong with that. Okay. Another thing, mob justice.
Yeah.
Okay, we have to talk about mob justice
Yeah,
a little bit,
true.
because if they had mob justice in America, a lot of people would not commit the crimes as they do, because for one, they do a crime or whatever, go rob a old lady, snatch her purse and beat her up and knock her down. And a lot of times the police are not even around, and then somebody has to report it or whatever, and the person has gotten away with this. But unlike here,
Yeah.
with mob justice, if you saw somebody, if everybody saw somebody on the street beating an old lady and take her phone and knock her down, I mean, you're talking about the whole community.
The whole town.
The
will
whole
come for you.
So that person may well lose their lives.
Yeah.
So they take justice in the community takes justice in their own hands, and they don't wait on the police. I've even seen some scenes where one guy, I don't know if it was here or wherever. And this is not only here; it's in Tanzania, I believe Ghana, other countries. One guy, I think he stole a phone from a lady or did something. And once it was proven that he had actually took the phone, they literally beat this guy and then they turned around and set him on fire.
Yeah.
And I was like, whoa, that's a little harsh. But I'm like, okay, well, that's a little harsh, but I mean, I like mob justice.
Yeah. Because
It keeps down the crime rate.
Yeah.
Well, yes. I mean, we have crimes and stuff here in in Kenya, there's crimes and stuff that go on, but it seems like because of mob justice, it keeps down the crime rate, a lot. People think twice before they go rob somebody's mother,
Yeah, that's true.
or molest somebody's child, or pedophile somebody's child, because that can bring about, a person's unfortunate, timely, death or something. But anyways, I think that's it.
Yeah. I think we're going to be having a lot of things, experience.
Yes.
Yeah, we have a lot of things to share. You share about American, I share about Kenyan here. Yeah.
I think that's it.
Yeah.
We would like to welcome everybody back to the channel,
Yeah.
and to subscribe
And share
and share.
and leave a comment down below.
Yes, please. We want to hear the comments,
Yeah.
because this is some interesting stuff here. So we just want to say bye.
Bye.
See you soon again.